and welcome to He Said,
She Said.
I'm Bill.
I'm Sandy.
Today we're talking about another really cool place to eat, drink, and hang out, Union Common, a very uncommon steakhouse restaurant in Midtown Nashville. Union Common renovated an old dry cleaners on the edge of the Midtown area, a very popular section of the city that's been a favorite dining and drinking location for years. We were told there had been an ownership change in the last year, but the restaurant was flowing nicely and the food was great. The address is 1929 Broadway in Nashville, and it's in a funny sort of triangle area between 20th and Broadway and Division Street. Parking is a little tough, but they have valet late afternoon and evening, right?
Yes.
That's when we were there, late afternoon.
Yeah, valet is on the Division Street side of the restaurant.
They're open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. for lunch. Then they close for 2 hours. And they open for dinner at 4 p.m., stay open until 10 o'clock, Sunday through Thursday, and until 11 on Friday and Saturday. We were there on Sunday, and we were told that they have a little jazz action that starts at 7 on Sunday only, with half-off bottles of champagne during the jazz action. It's a really cool place with a large oval stone bar, marble or granite or something, that seats 30. Pretty big bar. There aren't any bar tables. It's a large dining room that seats 70, I think the bartender said, and a very interesting shape restaurant, triangle sort of shape. I had a great time.
I had a good time, too. And that bar has what I would call diner-type stools, meaning that the stools are actually attached to the floor, which I kind of like because you don't have to worry about the next person next to you bumping into you, and the chairs don't go flying everywhere and go missing and all that kind of stuff.
And they were swivelly.
They were swivelly, yeah. It's not a large restaurant, like you said, but it looks big because of all those windows on both sides of the restaurant. And I kind of felt it had sort of a New York kind of vibe.
I thought, yeah, me too, kind of an Art Nouveau almost.
Yeah, and I think part of it also is because you've got the traffic running on both sides of Division and Broadway kind of going back. I'd recommend sitting on, well, I mean, it depends on what you like. I was sitting on the Division side, or I'm sorry, on the Broadway side. At the bar. And the thing is that the sun, that later on that evening, the sun was kind of hitting me in the back. So while I was eating, it got a little hot after a while. So you might want to consider that. However, if you sit on the Broadway side, you get to watch all the people walking by with their parade of dogs coming in and out of the apartment complex.
A lot of dogs.
That's just across the street. I mean, literally across the street from the bar. So that was kind of interesting. I kind of liked that.
I didn't get the heat as badly as you did. I thought it was a really clean restaurant. Clean lines, nice, well-designed booths in the restaurant. The bar was well-designed. It was good.
Well, I mean, this is March. I mean, the sun didn't last very long, so it didn't really last very long. But I'm guessing that when it's going to be like, July, August, it might be a little hot. Because I paid attention, and I did not see any shades back there. So we'll see what happens.
And we got there right at 5 o'clock.
Correct. Yeah. So sun was coming down.
The bar was well-stocked.
It was really well stocked. It was funny because when they put the two menus down, I had to look at it twice because I didn't know really. It does say on the menu, one is the drinks menu and one is the menu. And the drinks menu is actually twice the size of the dinner menu, which I thought was interesting. They had a lot of liquor. It kind of ran a little medium to high as far as pricing, wouldn't you think?
I thought it was a little medium to high. Mm-hmm. And they had a sommelier to back up their wine list. How was the wine list?
It was excellent. It was actually spectacular.
I thought the prices on the wine list were pretty good.
They were okay, yeah. But still, medium to high as far as that goes.
Signature cocktails, although I didn't try any.
Right.
Happy hour at the bar, 4 to 7. I don't know, were we at happy hour, but we didn't take advantage of the happy hour pricing.
Right.
Because that's not what we drink.
Mm-hmm.
What did we eat?
Well, when we looked at the menu, the first thing you saw was this thing called the Infamous Feast. And I have to say, after we kind of looked at that, I don't remember looking at the rest of the menu. It was kind of funny because this was so fascinating. There's nothing like it in Nashville. It's a little expensive, so get ready for that.
Well, not overall. I didn't think so.
Right.
It was okay.
It's sort of kind of like a tasting menu, and I believe they had one for 2 people, one for 4 people, and one for 6 people. But let me tell you what was on ours for 2 people. We had 1 filet, we had 2 lamb chops, we had 4 grilled shrimp, we had foraged mushrooms, sautéed mushrooms.
Very nice.
We had these heirloom carrots. We had this half of a caramelized garlic. And on top of all that was these herbed French fries.
Cooked in duck fat.
Cooked in duck fat. Not to mention there was a little side of béarnaise and red wine jus on the side. So, I mean, we basically tasted just a little bit of everything that's on the whole entire menu. I think that's kind of why we didn't even bother looking at the rest of the stuff. But I know it is a meat place. So there's, burgers. They do have fish. They have soup. They have some salads and stuff.
Lots of steaks, lots of
Lots of
lamb,
different- right.
pork chop, all kinds of things. And I started looking at the menu and kind of got a little dizzy. And actually the bartender pointed out the whatever it's called, feast, the infamous feast.
The infamous feast, yeah.
And he made a good point that the infamous feast is sort of tucked at the bottom of the menu, and people
you have to
looking
look for
at
it. Mm-hmm.
think it's a side or something. So the infamous feast.
Yes. The one thing to remember, though, there's no substitution. So whatever you get on, I guess, I'm not sure if they changed the meat selections or
Right.
the sides on there. They might, they might not. So it's worth asking for sure what is going to be on that infamous feast.
Lunch
platter.
menu is very broad. They have lots of sandwiches. Classic. It's a classic lunch menu. The food was excellent. The service was excellent.
Yes, I was going to say, even though we had all those different kind of meats and fish, everything was cooked perfectly. And it was not over seasoned. As I've mentioned before, I want to taste my meat. I want to taste my vegetables. And it was spectacular.
The presentation of the infamous feast was pretty good, too. It came out in a large cutting board.
Yes.
And when you bring it out, it looks like it's huge and you'll never finish it. But it really was about perfect.
It was.
We didn't have too much of anything.
No, we didn't.
And I don't think we even finished the duck fat French fries.
No, I think that was maybe the only thing.
We had dessert.
We had dessert. Listen to this. We had a chocolate cappuccino pot de creme topped with whipped cream, topped with crushed hazelnuts on top. And it was, we ate it all. It was all gone.
Fork and spoon, ate it all.
Ate it all. It was really, really good. I liked it. I really did.
I didn't need to use the bathroom, but I think you went to take a peek.
I did, and it is actually on the back side of the wine wall, because the back of the restaurant, when you walk in the complete back, there's this floor-to-ceiling wine wall. And you go behind there, and the women's bathroom, the first thing that it was like awesome walking in was that it smelled really good. It was kind of interesting. And there's 2 private bathroom stalls for the women, really good lighting. It was really clean, and this beautiful black tile that comes all the way from the floor up to the walls. And you know what? They had real flowers in the bathroom. That's bonus.
Yeah, it was a
bonus.
classy place.
It was very classy.
For years and years and years, Nashvillians will remember that little corner as a laundromat or a dry cleaner. And
Right.
if you haven't even glanced, it took years before I even looked over there and noticed, well, it's not a dry cleaner anymore. It's a restaurant.
It's a restaurant now, yep.
So we liked it. I really don't have much more to say. Union Common, not Commons. Union Common was great.
Mm-hmm. Now, it was a little expensive, though, so I guess, kind of be ready for that. But you know what? I would definitely recommend it as a date night spot for sure.
It was good. Anything else?
I think that's it. But boy, oh boy, I want to go back.
I know. I'd love
to go to lunch.
Love to keep talking and saying how good it was, but I think we've already done that.
And the bartender was just really helpful and knowledgeable about his food. Very passionate about the whole entire restaurant, and he wasn't even there a very long time or from the beginning that it opened. So, I mean, that was pleasantly surprised to have someone that passionate about that restaurant. That was good.
I don't know
Good
where
vibes.
we park for lunch. I don't think they do valet at lunch because parking down there is a bit rugged. Maybe you could duck into the hotel across the street, maybe they would valet you.
Yeah, that's
or
worth
their
a try.
garage.
Yep, down 20th, which is also one of those streets down there. So yeah, it's worth checking that out.
I'll go back. I liked it.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's it for now. Please like us, leave a review, subscribe on iTunes, tell your friends, recommend us, and come back for more He Said
She said.
about cool places to eat, drink, and hang out.
Bye.
Bye.